All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We're back. We're playing more Resident Evil Remake. And just continuing with the invisible enemy mode playthrough. So far, yeah, it's been a bit tricky. It's been a little tricky. I have to say, I have to admit, not the easiest thing I've ever done. Far from it. But at least it's not locked to hard mode. That would be just sadistic of them. So thankfully, this one at least let me choose to play on normal mode for the achievement, if nothing else. Capcom had some mercy. It hasn't been terrible. It just, you know, it's been a bit dicey. Oh, where's chat? Where are you guys? Hello? There's chat. That is a Celsius you hear. Hold on, it's frozen because... Oh, the Twitch recap thing is out. Oh wait, now I don't have... There we go. There we go. False just sent me hers. Like just now. I was like, what am I getting messaged as I'm starting up? Oh, my controller's not on. Hello? That definitely... Let me restart my game. Because my controller is on. Just hitting any button is opening, like, overlays and all sorts of random shit. The flavor you got? You wouldn't believe this. I found a new one. A whole new one. Never heard of it. Never seen it. It's a new Vibes can. The Vibes. They've returned. This one is Spritz Vibes. Spritz. It's like a winter edition. The flavor says sparkling snowball frost. Okay, what the fuck? No, my controller's just actually not working right with the game. What? And now my game is frozen. Let me try restarting Steam, because it keeps opening like Steam overlay shit. Is the wire dead? No, the controller is... like, inputs are working, but it's opening like Steam input overlays. Like, something with Steam input is not working. And now it's working fine. Yeah, I restarted Steam and now it's working fine. Okay. Sure. Sounds like a PlayStation controller issue. Xbox controller. It's a Steam issue. Whatever it was a Steam issue. Restarting Steam fixed it. I don't even know how to describe that flavor. It's like a berry flavor of some kind. Certainly. I think the move right now... is to go do a quick yawn skip. Just hit a quick yawn skip. Buried delight. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it exactly. It's some kind of berry. I don't know what kind, but some kind. That zombie is still there. I know that I didn't kill it. Metroid Prime 4 reviews are out. Oh wait, I might have to peek at those. I am a little curious. Hold on. It should be like the first game when I open Metacritic. Okay. Sitting at an 81, which is a good score, but lower than Metroid Prime games tend to get scored. If the early Metacritic reviews are anything to go by, it seems like it's good, but like the weakest Metroid Prime game. Oh. I'm trying. Okay. Good. Hello, False. False is a big fan. She is, in fact... Well, sorry. I am, in fact, her favorite streamer on the Twitch recap for the year. Can confirm she is indeed a big fan. Helldiver's PC port decreased its storage size from 130 gigabytes to 30 gigabytes. How? The fuck do you mean? How do you go from 130 to 30? What? Ozempic? You guys see, apparently the World Health Organization put out like their first warnings about over-the-counter GLP-1 shots today. I saw that going around a little bit, speaking of Ozempic. Apparently they're saying like, yeah, if you're using this like for its original intent, it's fine. But if you're using this like as someone without health issues, just because you're trying to lose weight with it, you probably shouldn't do that. It seems kind of dangerous, actually. And my reaction was just kind of like, oh, well, who saw that coming? Do I not have more masks? Some of them caused blindness, so you couldn't pay me to take it. Me neither. I'm trying to put my pistol back together. Apparently it wanted a blood sacrifice. They always do. I must have already put 2 masks down there. I remembered putting 1 down there. Gonna go around and do the painting puzzle. Grab the mask from that. And then I guess I'm already good to go for Elder Crimson Head? Question mark? Yeah, everything is cleared out in the mansion. Must be. The bike is mid. That's another who saw that coming. Pretty much as soon as I saw that bike, I was like, something about this doesn't quite scream Metroid Prime to me. I don't know. Did any of the reviews mention the, like, companion characters at all? Because I know that is probably the biggest worry for a lot of Metroid fans right now. So, oh. Did not know you were still here. Let's go! I was hoping for that. Sounds like he was the only one. Stealthy bitch. Hold on, I need to like glance at it. It's a great game on the Nintendo Switch 2. Also looks fantastic. The only things it really didn't need were the open world sections, the bike, and a few missions that seem stuck well in the past. Or sorry, a few mission types that seem stuck well in the past. Whatever that means. That's like the bit that you can read without opening the rest of the review, like the full review. So, whatever the fuck that means. Ooh. Here's a more mixed one. The little preview text. It's obvious Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is the weakest entry in the Prime series. Is the full restart from scratch to blame? We will probably never know. Oh my god, this needs an old key. Wait. What door have I not opened with the armor key? Wait a minute. What did I miss? Oh. Give Metroid a chance, but I'm tempering my expectations. It seems wise. This central desert that impoverishes the overall level design is a major flaw one simply cannot look past. Wow. That's brutal. They gave it a 60. That one is from, hold on, let me go back. Game Cult. They gave it a 60. That's definitely the most scathing one I've glanced at so far. Generally, they are in like the mid 80s. Most of these reviews are like 80 to 85-ish seems to be the majority. And then a few that are higher than that, and a few that are lower than that. Sorry, I should be locking it in for my invisible enemies. Should have enough inventory space. Even the positive reviews say that the hub, which is apparently the desert with the bike, from what I'm gathering here, like even the more positive reviews that are in the mid to high 80s are all saying like, yeah, the hub is bad. The hub should not have been in this game. They all mention it, like even just in the little preview text. Like almost all of them are mentioning it. Interesting. IGN would give Syphilis a 6 out of 10. It wouldn't be funny if it wasn't true. I was so confused why I still had the armor key. I guess I just forgot to come out here. Okay, there is stuff out here for Chris. It's normal mode. But Chris doesn't get the bazooka, or sorry, the grenade launcher. Classic RE1 brain rot is still hitting. I still call it the bazooka every time.
No.
Interesting. So it seems like it's good, just less so than the prior Prime titles. Oh, he's gonna be invisible. shit. Took an extra shell, but I can live with it. Wish they did an RE3 remake in this style instead of a third-person shooter. Did that team that did the RE2 fixed camera mod ever do RE3, chat? I feel like everyone knows about the RE2 one, but since the games are so similar, normally a mod that's made for one, that's like a core gameplay thing like that, is made for both. Does anyone know? That one would obviously take a little more, like, hands-on, because they would have to actually go in and make the camera angles and everything. I don't think so. That would be great. That would be pretty great to have. See, I'm in an awkward spot here.
Oh.
All right. I guess we'll do a lap.
New gameplay innovations for the next mainline Stalker game. Add a skill tree system, more incentive looting, and have vehicles or transportation for a large open world, but keep the learning curve.
If it does exist, I haven't heard of it. Oh, there was someone who said they were working on one. Okay. Thank you for the 10, Douglas. I feel like a skill tree in Stalker could work. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like Stalker's, like, simplicity. Although I haven't played Stalker 2. So I don't know if, like, it gets to a point where, you know, it's so many games without any big innovations that you're kind of like, all right, can we, like, do something now? Come on. I'm not sure. But I played the 3 that came before it. And I love all of them. Okay, I like all of them. I love Shadow of Chernobyl. I love that one. I like the other two. And, like, Gamma is great, but that's a mod. Wait, it doesn't count. It is. Wait, why did I... Oh, yeah, I have to go around. For a second, I'm like, why am I going this way? But the doorknob. Real Survivor mode, or Real Survival, I keep saying Survivor, absolutely ruined me by fixing that doorknob for the entire playthrough. I keep thinking that I can just go that way when I can't. Another game I didn't have time to play? Bro, I know. We need to stop having so many awesome games to play. Am I right, chat? It's awful. It really is the worst, having so many great games these last, like, 2 years. It's just been the worst, hasn't it? Just the absolute worst. I don't think I'm gonna have to fill the kerosene. Part of me does want to go and drain just that last bit, purely to be, like, absolutely certain that we get Nook and Cranny to pop. I could just add a few hours to the day, maybe a few more days to the week. Yeah, it's been brutal having so many great games to play. What's a man supposed to do? Although Stalker 2 was one that I was like, I was gonna squeeze it in if it ended up being really good, but then its launch was really bad. So I was like, okay, I'll pick it up on sale later, because by then they'll have patched some of it. But knowing how GSC works, probably not all of it, but some of it will be patched when I eventually get around to it. Oops. Am I not lined up right? Is it bad that I want to replay Cyberpunk despite 100%ing it like 4 months ago? No. Cyberpunk really, like, it's so good post Phantom Liberty and 2.0 overhaul. It's really good. The turnaround on Cyberpunk is crazy. Obviously, it should have just been like that to begin with. But still, like, just the launch state of Cyberpunk compared to what that game is now, if you pick it up and play it, oh, fuck me sideways. At least I can see his breath. This'll help. Is he dead? He's dead. Well then. Well. A lot to do with the engine as well. Yeah, it was their first time using Red Engine. So, there were a lot of, like, growing pains with that. Really is a shame the second expansion got canceled. It's a shame because, like, Phantom Liberty was so good, and that big overhaul update was so good, that I feel like a second expansion on that scale would have just been godlike. Like, now that they had everything fixed and overhauled to where they wanted it to be, if they could have had that same amount of time and budget and everything to just make a big expansion, it would have been insane. Because, like, consider that Phantom Liberty was done alongside just trying to fix and overhaul the game. And it still came out as incredibly as it did. Like, that's an amazing expansion. It's one of the best expansions I've played, like, in modern games. I feel like a second expansion where they actually could have just focused on the expansion itself would have been so good. Wasn't The Witcher 3 also red? No, Witcher 3 was, what's it? Witcher 3. Was it Unreal? Am I mistaken? I think Witcher... Was Witcher 3 Unreal? Unreal 4 it would have been. They've been using red. Oh! Oh, yeah, they have been. Ah, okay. They remade the red engine for Cyberpunk. Okay. And now they're moving to Unreal, apparently. They're ditching Red Engine. Okay. Yeah, they were always using Red Engine. Apparently since Witcher 1. Like, even Witcher 1 ran on the original Red Engine. At least from the first thing I read when I Googled it there. But they remade Red Engine from the ground up for Cyberpunk. And that apparently was the shit show. The only one you like? No, it's the only one I love. What made the following two games lesser? Worse stories, worse quest design, and less emphasis on the atmosphere in Call of Pripyat and especially in Clear Sky. Like, so much worse in Clear Sky is by far the weak one. I'm gonna need this. Let me bring my handgun. And I'm gonna save before I go. Witcher 1 was made on Aurora engine? I don't know, I read the first thing that came up. And then didn't look at anything else. That should be everything I need. Oh, I have to run all the way around. Avalanche said he likes Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat. I mean, I like them. They're just worse than the first one, for sure. It might be a mod, but Gamma is the best stalker ever was. Yeah, Gamma is like... If you enjoy Stalker, Stalker Gamma is the best. It's one of those cases where there is a mod out there that is genuinely just better at being Stalker than any of the official Stalker games are.
They didn't expect some weird pink fox girl VTuber anime girl online to play this game and make her entire community make a day about livers.
Some devs expect it to sort everything out. That's exactly it. When I worked in dev, we worked in Unreal a lot. I worked in Unity for all of like 3 months, but then everything else I ever did was working in Unreal 4. Unreal 5 wasn't out at the time. And Unreal really is a good engine as long as you are not expecting it to do your work for you. The issues with Unreal almost always come from devs kind of expecting it to do things like optimization and lighting and all that for them. He's not dead. Where is he? He's close from the way that Chris just walked. Yeah, there he is. Fuck. Happy Liver Day? It's not Liver Day today, you guys. She's off today. I don't like Unreal 5 games all looking samey. Yeah, that's from people expecting Unreal to do their thing. Or, sorry, to do the work for them. Because Unreal out of the box, like any other engine, will have a certain look to it. And if you don't go in and actually make adjustments to make the game look the way that you want it to look, and you just leave it looking the way that Unreal looks, that's what you get. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Well, at least that's part of it. Because there are so many Unreal games out there that, like, you would not know just by looking at them that they are Unreal games. And those are the games where they actually put in the work to make their product distinct from an artistic standpoint. Tomorrow will be Liver Day? Yes, tomorrow is Liver Day. Not today. Name them. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Tekken 8, Tekken 7. I gotta think of others. Steam game? Yeah, that was Tim Sweeney, head of Epic Games. I've never liked Tim Sweeney. Soul Calibur 6 is a good shout. I wouldn't have thought of that one, but that is a good one. Sparking Zero? Yeah, Sparking Zero is an Unreal Engine 5 game. You just wouldn't know. Because they actually put in the effort to make the game look like Dragon Ball instead of looking like an Unreal game. Like, Unreal doesn't have to look that way. If you actually go in and put the effort in, it won't look that way. You just have to do it. But yeah, like, Sparking Zero runs great, looks distinct. It's Unreal. And you would never know that it's Unreal. But it is. Sparking Zero is my favorite example of, like, that looks nothing like it. Hell, even, fucking Fortnite. That's straight from Epic Games. You know, the people who make Unreal Engine. Fucking Fortnite looks nothing like what you picture when you think, like, Unreal Engine game. Let's just say, like, Unreal slop in terms of all the games that look the same. Like, they look like Unreal. Fortnite looks nothing like it. And Fortnite is, like, the proprietary Unreal Engine game. Did Gears 5 get ported? Those are great shouts too, actually. Gears 4 is Unreal Engine 4, and Gears 5 was Unreal 4 that got ported into UE5 after it came out, yes. The newer Gears games, well, every Gears game runs in Unreal. It's just pre-Gears of War 4, they ran on Unreal 3, which also had a very samey look, but it was a different look. Borderlands 4 doesn't look typical UE5? No. Like, it really is... It's just a matter of putting in that effort to make your game look different. Wasn't Return to Arkham games? Ooh! Batman Arkham Knight is Unreal Engine 4. And I am including Unreal 4 in it only because Unreal 4 was the one that kind of moved Unreal towards that very shiny, clean look that you typically think of for Unreal. Effort equals money, so publishers hate that? Yeah, I know. It's awful. Yeah, the Mass Effect games ran on Unreal 3, a modified branch, but they were Unreal 3. Hold on, do I just remember? Wait a minute, chat. Let me guess. Oh, I think this one is supposed to be south, I'm pretty sure. Or sorry, not south. It's supposed to be west. I misinput south. I think that's right. And I think the other one is north, isn't it? The blue one? Hold on, are we at the point where I remember this puzzle from just doing so many playthroughs as well? What makes Unreal Engine games look like Unreal Engine games? So the engine, like when you open it, has so many settings that are pre-configured. Like in terms of how it handles all sorts of things, like texture streaming, lighting, global illumination is part of lighting, but that's a big one, where if they don't fuck with the global illumination, Unreal has a super distinct way of handling global illumination. Just all sorts of stuff. Like it has all of these settings that are pre-configured, and like they have a default setting when you open up the engine and work with it for the first time. So when you get that very like this looks like an Unreal game sort of look, it's literally from developers not changing those settings and just letting the engine look the way it does, rather than going in and doing their own thing. But yeah, Arkham Knight was a good idea. I wouldn't have thought to name that one either. I know you didn't say Arkham Knight, you brought up Return to Arkham, but Arkham Knight was Unreal Engine 4. Are using a preset and they're not making changes? They might be making little changes, like tiny changes, but nothing that really makes the game look noticeably different. Yeah, nothing that like stands out. Remember that tech demo that they used to show off UE5? And then how literally nothing has looked like that since? Well, the reason for that is that UE5 is also used in animation a lot. So that, I know the exact tech demo that you're talking about. Like when they first unveiled the, what's it called? Lumen systems and stuff. And the reason that we haven't seen games look like that is that they knew that that was more for like the animation side, because rendering that at a stable frame rate in real time is just not going to happen. They knew that, but if you pre-render it, you can really make things look insane in Unreal 5. But yeah, they knew that with the Lumen and Nanite showcase, that was more for like animation or rendering, because Unreal is actually used a lot in engineering fields as well. Actually, it's used in architecture quite a bit too. Like people who design buildings, or actually one of my buddies from high school, his job is that he does the designing and like blueprint processes and stuff for bridges, like to go over rivers, right? And he, in his day-to-day work, uses Unreal to like model out the bridges. So it's used in so many fields outside. Oh my God, Invisible Lisa Trevor is fucked up. It's used in a lot of fields for like modeling and animation outside of gaming. And they were knowingly kind of stretching it by being like, yeah, look at what you can do, because you can do it. You're just not going to be rendering that stuff out in real time at a solid frame rate. I was going to say there should be a zombie around here. As soon as I saw that screen, I knew. God damn it. There goes my last defense item. I'm not doing so hot, chat. I did remember to get the note though on the first time through, so that later I'm not like, what am I missing in this house? What about filters? Like post-processing filters? I'm assuming that the reason they don't use a lot of post-processing filters, at least ones that aren't already just in the engine by default, because there are quite a few. Sorry, hiccup. It's just that they can tend to look kind of bad. Like, I'm assuming that you're thinking more filters for like color and stuff than anything. Or yeah, more than anything. But like, let me tell you, and I probably don't need to tell you, the modern gamer does not love the piss filter the way that they once did.
This is Brad. Come in, S.T.A.R.S Alpha Team.
Yeah, stuff like the classic filter. Yeah, so like colorization filters.
This is Chris.
That's mainly the reason why.
This is Brad.
Like Delta's looks pretty good, but that I feel like was just because they had
I repeat, this
like a very distinct
this is Chris.
look in mind.
Brad? Damn. Thing's broken.
Oh, these dogs are gonna be a bitch. Ah, shit! Am I dead? No, I mashed him off. We're fine. Inventory, inventory. Oh my God! I see one right there. What do you mean I didn't hit it? I see the particle on their mouth. Oh, that was a crit. That was a crit. I know that sound. That dog's head blew open. It's rare that I actually see the dogs get hit with a crit. Neat. Like how in Yakuza it can have the blue or green tint. Yeah. Stuff like that is kind of why you don't see a lot of studios use colorization filters. Because they can look good if you're really careful with them. Which the team that worked on Delta totally was. Because getting that filter right had to be so hard. Considering that what they were doing was like adding a lot of green to the game that isn't normally there, while also desaturating almost everything. Like that is a filter that is like, wow, that's gonna be tricky to get looking right in a UE5 game. But they managed. Like, I really like the classic filter in Delta. Oh, there's no snakes yet. Classic RE1, there's snakes right away, not remake. How do you know the dogs are female? Just an educated guess. Female dogs tend to be more aggressive. Umbrella probably used the female dogs. They finally added chat to full screen on YouTube. On mobile or desktop? Either is good, but I'm curious which we're talking about. The little floor snakes are invisible because of course they are. The face models? Face models in Delta look a little weird. Because in a lot of cases, they tried to make them look like their PS2 characters still. Jesus Christ. Ugh. That one snuck up on me. But seeing like a photorealistic PS2 model is weird as fuck. They added it to desktop? That's actually kind of sweet. Alright, I'm gonna have to go grab those blue herbs. We need to get everything. Wait a minute. There were herbs out. Yeah, there's a red herb out there with the snakes. Modding in UE5 games. UE5 is an engine that's used widely. Why don't we see more mods for UE5? Or even a toolkit for it? I don't know. It's not like UE has any sort of barrier or roadblock when it comes to modding. But I think a lot of people just probably, I don't know. I really don't. I was gonna say it almost seems like people just aren't willing to learn Unreal for modding purposes. But I don't know why they wouldn't. Like, it is going to be more complicated than a lot of engines out there, but it's so widely applicable because it's so common in, or so commonly used. Sorry. So I don't know why more people wouldn't learn it. I have no idea. There's no reason that there are less mods for Unreal Engine games. Like, there's no, like I said, like barrier or roadblock for it. It's just simply, for one reason or another, there's just not. I couldn't tell you why. I have so many mixed herbs too. We're doing pretty good. Oh, I don't need to carry the Magnum on me, do I? But then, like, it depends on the game too, because Sparking Zero has so many mods. Sparking Zero has a huge modding community. Favorite classic RE game? It's Remake. And favorite remake is either a remake or to make. It's hard for me to choose between them. I love them both differently. Surprised you didn't say 4. I mean, I really like 4 Remake. But I just personally, RE4 is not my favorite RE. Like, I prefer the traditional survival horror loop to, like, the action horror loop of RE4 or 5. Invisible spiders. Fuck me. Alright, still gotta do Nook and Cranny. Can't forget. Red is open eye. I'm not gonna remember. I'll come back through later. Ah, fucker. I'm poisoned. Yeah, great. Okay. Well, isn't this first aid? This is a blue and green mix, I think. Yeah. Fix that right up. 3 Remake was a letdown. Yeah, I think 3 Remake is just the only one that has been remade so far. Green is Cat Eye. Sorry. I think 3 Remake is just the only one that feels like a substantial, like, step back from the original. I feel like 1, 2, and 4 all have certain things that the original did better, certain things that the remake did better, and you could go back and forth with them all day. But, like, ultimately, they tend to be about the same in terms of overall quality when you get down to it. But 3 Remake is the one that stands out as just like, this feels noticeably not as good as the original RE3. Although RE3 Remake still has a lot of, like, positive aspects to it and things that I like about it, it's just, you put it against the original RE3 and it doesn't hold up super well. Like, if the original RE3 was exactly what 3 Remake is, but just a tank control game on the PS1, I think it would still be a very loved RE entry. Because, like, as a survival horror resi game, just purely by that metric, there's really nothing wrong with 3 Remake. All of 3 Remake's issues come from being not as good as the original. Ow. In various ways. I'm poisoned again. Man. Better Nemesis than Nemesis in the remakes? I don't agree with that. I've heard people say that. But, like, Nemesis was never a stalker enemy in the original. He was always a hard scripted, like, boss encounter, if that makes sense. Even in his optional appearances, like outside of the ones where you had to kill him, he was always hard scripted in the original as well. He never genuinely roamed the map looking for you the way that Mr. X does. The thing is just that they did a really good job making it feel like he was dynamic and showing up randomly, even though he never was. But, like, the more you play the original RE3, the more you're like, oh, no, he shows up. Same place, same time, every time. It feels so natural and dynamic when you play the game. Sort of like Mr. X in 2 Remake. There are plenty of hard scripted Mr. X appearances in 2 Make. And those are basically exactly how Nemesis worked in the original. Where on a first playthrough, you're not even going to really know that it's a hard scripted appearance, but then as you play the game more and more, you're like, oh, he shows up here every single time. In the 3 Remake demo, I don't think I ever played the demo for 3 Remake. Which sounds crazy. Like, every time I say it, I feel like I must be wrong, but I don't think I am. Oh, that's right. A zombie busts through the door in here. I was like, where's Where's the zombie? Is there not one? Oh no, I remember. I think we can agree that Jill's 3-make outfit is better than what she originally wore, even if that was more iconic. That is a discussion. It certainly depends who you are talking to on that one. He's right in my face. Oh, he went down. Okay. I would agree. I think her outfit in the remake of 3 is way better. Like, I do think that that's Jill's best look in general. But a lot of people prefer the original, whether that be like genuine, just they like that look more, or nostalgia, or whatever it may be. Even that kind of depends. But generally, there's so much negativity around 3 Remake. It's crazy. I'm way more like, I would say that I'm mixed on the game overall. But even like the 3 Remake video went up this morning, the review of it, and even in that video, I'm very mixed on it throughout the whole thing. Like, I'm very bouncing back and forth between like, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this. And that comment section already, within like hours of the video going up, people are so pissed at me for being like too positive on the game. Oh, I was just... Yeah, that's right. I was like, what was I doing here? I was grabbing something, I swear. I was grabbing my kerosene. Her outfit in 3-make matches the situation a lot more. But then again, the original is iconic. Yeah. I don't hate her original RE3 outfit. I just could never act like it's not a kind of silly outfit for that game. The third act, Save the City with Vaccine in 3 Remake, is the weakest in the story, because no note explains how the vaccine works on zombies and bioweapons. There is a note, because I just played it. If you had said this like a week ago, I would have been like, yeah, you're right. But I just played it, and there is a note, I believe in the hospital, if I remember correctly, that says like a small dose in a healthy individual will be enough to, prevent infection. But then a large dose in an infected individual will cure them. Although that then is like, how the fuck does that work? Because, you know, an infected individual kind of rots and I'm pretty sure is just dead. We'll say a 7.9 for 3-make is a bit too high. Well, I was trying to score it just on the game itself rather than as a remake. The game itself is really fun, especially if you do repeated playthroughs for like all the challenges and stuff. That system that was added in 3 Remake that they then used again for Village and 4 Remake, where like you get points by completing challenges during your playthrough, and then those points can be used in like a shop to buy the upgrades and like unlockables and stuff that you want. I love that system. That system is so fun. And still, if you want to get every unlockable, you will have to complete every challenge. Like, the pricing is worked out to where if you want to 100% all the unlockables, you have to 100% the challenges. But like the order you do the challenges in or buy the unlockables in is up to you. I love that system for like replayability and stuff. It's so fun. It's such a fun system. Particularly in Village and 4 Remake, it fits just the action horror style a lot better. But generally, that system is so fun. The body is just gonna drop dead, properly dead, probably. I won't need the kerosene down in the labs. And I definitely don't need the self-defense gun. There are no enemies down there. There. I didn't save too long ago. I can go down there now. Someone who played the remakes first and then went back. I'm a story guy, so I liked 3-make way more than I did the original, but I've replayed the original more. Yeah, the gameplay in the original definitely shines a lot better. Aside from the park, fuck that area. But it's not even like the park is frustrating, it's just boring. Like, it's just, you walk in a straight line with either hunters or zombies. Just all the way along that straight line. And assuming you go to the locked door first, you're gonna hit that locked door after walking in a straight line, and it's gonna be like, oh, you need the key. What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk back to the starting point, and then you're gonna go in a straight line the other way until you get to the cabin. And then you're gonna go in there, do the thing. The cabin has like this needless back and forth where like you go to this one room to get the thing that opens up the fireplace so that you can go into the room behind the fireplace and then go back over to the save room. Like, it's just, I don't know, the cabin is needlessly tedious. And then after that, you have like the little talk with Nikolai, followed by the worm fight, which is just the most boring boss in the game because you just deal a little damage and then you have like the gimmick with the lights and that's it, it's over. And then the park area is done. You walk all the way back over to the other side of the straight line, and you're out of the park. Like, what? What a stupid area. The park, for me, is that area of RE3 that I'm so bored every time I replay it. It's the same as, like, the caves from RE1 and the sewers from RE2. Where it's not, like, awful, but it's just so not fun. Even on the first playthrough, but especially on the second and third and fourth, like it's just boring to replay, especially. Because like with all these games, you know, you play the mansion section of RE1, the R.P.D. in RE2, the downtown areas in RE3, and like all of those areas are still a blast every time you replay them. But then every classic RE game has that one area that you're just like, man, I don't want to replay this. Like this, it's not fun replaying this. And the park is that area in RE3. is what I'm getting at here.
Richard! Chris! Chris, stop! No!
What's your 4th survival record in 2 remake? I have no clue.
Richard.
Oh, invisible sharks. Why? Why invisible sharks too? Why would you do this to me? Oh, dude, the swamp in RE5. Oh. Let's be real. I'll be so real, chat. I'm not even an RE5 hater. This is known. I don't love RE5, but I'm far from an RE5 hater. I enjoy a lot of that game for what it is, okay? But let's be so real right now. All of RE5 past the village area, like basically past the first act of the game, is a slog to get through. Because, like, genuinely, you get out of, like, the early village areas, and where do you end up? In the swamp. And then after the swamp, where do you end up? In the temple. And then after the temple, where do you end up? On the boat. Like, all of RE5 past that opening area is a fucking pain in the ass to replay. I cannot be the only one who genuinely just... I don't like any of RE5 past the first act in terms of level design. Especially the boat. Fuck the boat. You guys say the swamp, the temple. The boat is the worst part. It has to be. Has to be. I know False agrees with me on the boat at least.
Emergency. Unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety.
How did you mainly play RE5? Single or co-op? Co-op. I mean, I've played a lot of both over the years, but basically, like half the time I played it back when it first came out, and then pretty much every time I've replayed it since has been in co-op. I have played it in solo, and it's so much worse in solo. But I've more played the game in co-op than in solo over the years. And the best part of RE5 is asking Sheva for an egg. Chris cracking it on his leg and downing it. I did it to False constantly during our playthrough for the video. I was constantly triggering the "give me that egg" line. And then as soon as she would give it to me, just cracking it on my leg and eating a raw egg. That's the best part of RE5. Sheva, give me an egg. That's the best part. Does RE5 connect to Revelations 1 much or little? Very little. It really doesn't, because Revelations 1 came out after and just was not conceptualized when RE5 was made. And even though it's a prequel to RE5, Revelations 1 and 2 are both kind of self-contained stories. Like, they don't really affect much of anything outside of themselves, if that makes sense. Rev 2 references Rev 1 a good bit, but they're pretty self-contained stories. Because even, like, the characters that they use for, particularly Rev 2, like Claire and Barry being the main characters, Claire and Barry just never came back after those games. I wonder if we'll ever see Rev 3. I don't think so. I mean, maybe like years and years from now, but at least in the near future, I don't think we will. Because Capcom, their stated purpose for doing the Revelations games to begin with was to do like smaller side stories that were made for longtime fans of the series. Like basically those games existed to appeal to the original, like more hardcore audience of the survival horror entries. Just because they realized that they weren't really vibing with what they were doing with like 5, and they knew that 6 was going to be even more actiony, so they started making the Rev games. And quite literally marketed those games as being for like longtime fans. Just as little side stories. But now they've gone back to the horror, and they've kind of moved more towards the original cast being characters who appear and play a role within the stories, but they don't, like, how should I say? The main plots of the newer games, like 7, 8, and Requiem, aren't revolving around legacy characters, but legacy characters appear, like Chris in 7 and 8. And everyone's hoping for Leon in 9. I don't want to assume that he's going to be there, because I personally wouldn't bet my money on it. But, like, maybe Chris or Jill or someone will appear in Requiem, surely, and play some small, like, side role. The way that Chris did in 7 and 8, right? It seems like that's more the direction they're going in now. So I feel like Revelations games aren't really needed anymore. Like, their purpose for existing kind of just isn't needed. It's just not necessary anymore, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm trying to find other ways to phrase it, and I really can't. That's basically what it comes down to. It's also because of the soft reboot of the series? I don't think so. Because I don't even feel like they really did a soft reboot. It feels like 7 and 8 just were trying to tell like a little duology of their own. It feels like 9 will be significantly more connected to prior series lore than 7 and 8 were. Like, even just going off of what little marketing we have so far. For a time, it seemed like it was like a soft reboot. But now, with the stuff we've gotten for 9, I feel like it's less like it was a reboot. Voice crack. And more like it was just like a duology sort of thing. Because, like, RE 1, 2, 3 and Code Veronica all kind of tell, like, that chapter of the story, I guess is a way to put it. And then, like, 4, 5, and 6 tell another. It feels like 7 and 8 are their own chapter, and then 9 will likely be the start of something totally new again. At least that's the vibe that I'm getting. Wild that it's 2 months until Requiem is out. It's basically 3 months. But yeah, it's still crazy. It is a little less than 3 months. It's what, like 2 months and 25 days or something now? Isn't it on the 27th of February? I think so. I think it's the 27th. That sounds right. Invisible shark. Oh, don't forget the assault shotgun. Just let me cope. It's only 2 months, chat. It is. It's true. Oh, hold on.
Cole likes rimming.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Also, hold on. I saw someone say that they read My Name is Chloe. Everyone does. Not everyone. But, like, probably, like, 10% of people do. It's one of those things where, like, you know, you spend enough time reading, especially like stuff that people type on the internet, and you just kind of get used to like fixing typos without even really thinking about it. So I think that my name triggers like that part of people's brains where like you see that it's just one little swapped letter off of Chloe and your brain just kind of like flips it for you, you know, if that makes sense. I love it when people join, start asking if you're a woman. I love the comments that I get telling me that I'll never be a real woman. I'm like, okay. I enjoy being a man, so that's a comforting thought. I like my balls. Two months is basically 1 month if you think about it. True. My new favorite is comments thinking that False is a dude on my videos, where literally like all that I say about her is that she helped me like play through the game for co-op or whatever. And people will be like, is your girlfriend actually a boyfriend? She seems like a man. What? And False loves it too. She's just like, what? I'm not even like in the video. They're so good. I love them. How strange. I get a surprising amount of them. Like, you would genuinely... You would be surprised how many of those I get. R63 art? Oh, go so hard. What is R63? I would assume this is a typo, but knowing the internet, I don't think it is. Like, she's just a lady? I don't know. I don't know. We've tried to rationalize it. By the way, invisible bees are fucking crazy. I don't like that. Just every new enemy that appears, I'm like, oh yeah, everyone's invisible. Isn't that fun? Oh, it's gender bending. Hey, people think that I'm a woman. People think that she's a man. You could headcanon it. It works. All right, I'm gonna go back to the item box real quick and like grab my magnum and everything. And then I need to hit the puzzle for the V-Jolt door real quick before I go in for every nook and cranny. Gotta 100% every single room on the map for this other last achievement. What are your top 5 games ever? I can't choose that. I do have a list, like an actual written list of like my top 10 games of all time. But they're not in any order because I can't like narrow it down that much, but I can generally be like, these are my 10 favorite games that I've ever played, you know? I do have that. I have it on cloud too. I can pull it up on my phone. The modern internet era is a wonderful thing. Hold on. Here we go. See, even some of these though, I probably can be like, this is above that. Loosely. I have the Resident Evil remake on it, this one. I do have this game on it. I got System Shock 2, Silent Hill 2, Mass Effect 2, Ocarina of Time, Dark Souls 1, Red Dead Redemption 2. That one probably blindsides a lot of people. I feel like every time I say it, that one blindsides people. But I always mention, RDR 2 climbed my list like an insane amount when I 100%ed it. That was one of the most magical experiences I feel like I've ever had in a video game. Just spending like 200 hours in Red Dead Redemption 2 and doing absolutely everything in the game. It was crazy. And I did it at that time. It was the first game I streamed through on YouTube, and I only 100%ed that game like from start to finish. I streamed it every single day for like 3 or 4 hours a day. So it was just like, it genuinely was a crazy amount of my time for like 4 months straight was just spent playing Red Dead Redemption 2. And it was magical. Anyway, red is the open eye with the corner lashes. I don't know if that's important. I don't remember if there's one that looks similar. Green is the cat eye. Okay. So, cat eye is 6, open with corner lashes is 3, and then 4 lashes is 5. individual bean collecting simulator. No, you don't collect like 5,000 beans or anything. The RDR2 100% is really good, especially in terms of like how varied all the content is and stuff. It's really, really good. In like my top 5 games I'm gonna play once I have a PC, it's so good on PC. Like, I remember everyone being pissed that the PC port was gonna take a year. Like, after the console release. But then when the PC port came out and just fucking blew the console version of the game out of the water, all of us who did wait for the PC port were like, oh no, this was worth it. This was so worth waiting for. It was so good. And then the console guys were really mad, but I was in bliss. Oh no, this was 6 and this was 3? Oh no, I fucked it. Oh god damn it. Hold on, no, was this 3 and this was 6? Aha, that's what I missed, or mixed up. Doing a tier list video, or sorry, doing tier list videos, ranking game series you've completed. We've been doing like a for fun tier list for the RE games purely based on the 100% experience, like as we've been finishing them. So like, I have RE3 on that list because we already did it, the original RE3, but the original RE3 is sitting in like D tier, I think, because as much as I love RE3, the 100% for RE3 sucked. It was just really boring. So that's been an interesting list because like RE3 is in D tier and I think Code Veronica is in like A tier because it's purely based on the 100% experience and not just the game itself. And no, we're just doing like one version for every game. And generally, if there is a Steam version, like a native PC port that has achievements and everything, we're doing that. Because achievements and like it can be tracked on the Steam profile and all that. Plus convenience. Native PC ports are the most convenient option if they are available. But no, just one version each. Then for the console versions, it so far has basically just been my preferred version. But that's also typically just the original version. Like for RE1 OG, we just did the PS1 release. Because even though it has the least like content for 100%, it's generally just the best version of RE1. Like in terms of, they didn't do any of those weird changes like the PC port has, where like Jill doesn't require ink ribbons to save. Because other versions of RE1 were fucking weird. Like that game specifically, across all the different ports and stuff, there are so many little changes like that that are bizarre. So we just did the PS1 version. I did the DualShock edition of RE2 because it's exactly like the original, just it has DualShock support. RE3 we did the PS1 version because it's just what I own. His struggles and what he loved about 100s would be so good. Yeah, I've thought about doing videos for the 100%, but then whenever I like get the opportunity to do one, I forgot the red book. Son of a bitch. Whenever I get the opportunity to do them, I end up like either just being so busy with the other videos that I kind of forget to do them, or like I'll sit down to do it, but then I'm like, this is gonna feel so out of place with the rest of my uploads. No one's gonna watch this. But I've thought about it a good bit, yeah. The theory that the basement music was using the wrong instruments. No, I think the basement music is just shit. I've not heard this theory. We're talking about the director's cut basement music, I'm sure. We play an important character in RDR in Red Dead Revolver, and that it's necessary to play the redemption games. You don't play an important character, though. Who the fuck told you that? The only case in which you play an important character in Red Dead Revolver is if you subscribe to the fan theory that the protagonist from Revolver is Uncle. But that fan theory has so many holes in it that there's no way that that's actually the case. Is Red Harlow? He's not. It's a fun theory, but there's no way. There are too many issues with the theory. Barry needs his own game. Resident Barry. Barry got his own game. It's called Resident Evil Gaiden, and it's great. Right, chat? It's great. I looked down at my phone just in time to see a comment notification come through from the RE3 remake video. And all that it says, the entire comment just says, well, this won't be divisive. No, it will not. You know, it was funny when I published the video this morning. For like the first, 15 minutes of the video being public, all of the comments were pretty good. They were like, you know, I don't like this game as a remake of RE3, but it's really not that bad. And they were like talking about, you know, I like this, I don't like that. They were like going into detail. And then like pretty much as soon as those first 15 minutes ended, the comments just shifted to people being pissed at me for being positive on the game in the video. It was like someone flipped a switch. Like for the first 15 minutes, I was like, okay, it's not going to be as bad as I expected. Because I have been saying to False for like the whole week straight of working on that video. I'm like, yeah, this one's not going to go down well. I was expecting it. And False can attest that like the entire week, just as I was writing the video, even with her in the call, like just as I was sitting there quietly working, I just randomly would be like, man, this video is gonna piss people off. I have a feeling I'll get downvoted if I share it on RE Reddit. I don't know. RE Reddit is pretty mixed on the game from what I've seen over the years. Where it's kind of one of those situations where a lot of people are super negative on it, but there's just as many people who aren't. You know? Being mad about someone else liking a game is so cringe. It's just game discourse on the internet right now sucks. Where like if you disagree on a game, it like actually makes people angry. And even beyond that, a lot of the time people don't really have much interest in talking about
you scared me.
Like
You okay?
positives and negatives, like what they like, what they don't like. They're kind of just like, this game good, this game bad. And that's just, if you disagree, I will yell at you that this game good or this game bad. But rarely do people actually like get down to like, you know,
Sorry.
this stuff is good, but this stuff is not great.
My fault. I should have
It's
watched
rarely
out for him.
really a
Found a
discussion
phone
nowadays, and
somewhere.
it's more just like
Think I can come
bad
up with
or
something
good.
useful. I'll be there. I'm glad you're still okay.
Have you seen those Bird Game 3 memes? I have not. Surprised there hasn't been a mod to add the missing stuff. Bro, that would be so hard to mod in. Just like the cut areas from 3make would be so hard to mod in. Especially because like with like the clock tower in 3make, right? It would even be hard to rework that area within
Chris,
what the base game does.
My words exactly.
Because like Nemesis
Where's
can't
Jill? Thought
be
you were
in
with
the
her.
clock tower.
Yeah, I know.
He already became like the big crazy dog monster by that point.
I see.
Which I think is a
Anyway, we
really
gotta find a
cool
way out of
Nemesis
here before we
form,
turn into
for the
zombies.
record. I don't think I mentioned that in the
Suggestions,
video.
Wesker?
I think the crazy ass
better
like
grip.
dog Nemesis with the tentacles coming out is
There must
pretty
be
sweet.
areas still to be explored in that other mansion.
But I do think
Chris,
they
I want you to
probably
check
whipped
it
it
out one more
out too
time.
early. Like he
There's more
already,
investigation here.
by the time you're like
Sure thing.
halfway through the game, has mutated to that. Like there really isn't much time with bipedal Nemesis in Remake. He kind of becomes like full-on monster almost too soon. But as we all know, that's just because bitch can't swim. Also, what did false LOL a second ago? Dog Nemesis. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. Like, I don't know what else to call it. That form that he goes into. I feel like Dog Nemesis is the best I've got. Actually, let me burn the shells that are in the shotgun on like the first couple hunters that show up. Let me save. Before we get invisible hunters in the mix, let me save my game. Invisible hunters are probably going to be the sketchiest in the whole playthrough. In terms of just all the enemies, the hunters are going to be the most fucked up. Oh, was it just me, like, even as I was writing the video saying that it was going to be controversial? I mean, I knew. Like, as soon as I started writing, and, like, you know, I start with the story stuff, and I'm just immediately like, yeah, I think the story was handled better. I just went, ooh, this isn't going to go over well. Just as soon as I started writing that segment, I was like, uh-oh.
This is Brad. If you can't answer me, somehow give me a sign.
Chris to Brad. Can you hear me? Brad.
Brad.
Damn.
I like the comment that's just, this will be divisive, or won't be divisive. I feel like 80% of people who get pissed about games don't even play them. Well, I don't know if it's so much that, but I think there is a lot of, like, echoing opinions in the gaming community nowadays. Like, echoing general consensus, or, like, if there's, like, a big YouTube video that says something that resonates with you, it kind of just, like, you adopt basically that exact point from, like, the video or, like, a Reddit post or whatever it might be. I feel like YouTube videos, it happens a lot within the gaming community. Or, like, I just talked about it the other day. Like, prior to a couple years ago, you didn't really hear anyone complaining about getting soft-locked in Code Veronica. But then, Bakba Soup, when he was first blowing up in the RE community, like really blowing up and getting huge, he did a video where he talked at length about the soft locking issue in Code Veronica, and specifically used the Tyrant plane boss fight as his example. And now whenever people talk about not liking Code Veronica, that is the first thing that you hear people say, like, every time. Just all of a sudden in the last couple years, like, that's the first thing that comes up every time. I think there is a lot of that, particularly from, like, YouTube videos. And I mean, to be fair, like, that's a studied thing. like phenomenon. Literally, content creators on the internet got the label of influencer from marketing agencies and departments because of how strong the ability to influence people's opinion is among influencers, among content creators. Sorry, I used the word while trying to explain where it comes from. Like literally, it came from marketing agencies and stuff using that label because of that phenomenon. I'm gonna cure this poison and heal up a bit first before I go for the double invisible hunter fight there. Let me play this a little more safe, even though I just saved. Let me not be stupid. Let me not be dumb about how I approach this. I don't think CV is an awful game, but it's fundamentally flawed. I don't feel like it is. Because like it's harder than most classic RE games. And I've talked about like the soft locking that is possible in CV is purely because CV's brand of difficulty specifically comes from the fact that they made resources more scarce than they ever were in other classic RE games. Like the individual enemies in Code Veronica are not difficult to fight. Whereas if you want the comparison, like the hunters in RE1, OG RE1, way more than Remake. They're kind of a joke in Remake by comparison. The hunters in RE1 are super fucking difficult to take down. Unless you have Jill's bazooka. But like if you do a Chris playthrough where you only have the shotgun, you'll feel it. They're really fucking hard to kill. If you look at like RE0, RE0's difficulty comes from difficult enemies. Because like supplies are everywhere in RE0. They're not terribly scarce. That hunter tried to blow me up. He started running into me with the grenade in his mouth. That is fucked. That is so fucked. Sorry. It's like, they're both really difficult. CV and RE0 are totally the two hardest RE games, but in almost entirely different ways in that sense. And every classic RE game, if you play poorly enough, you can soft lock yourself just by running out of resources like you can in CV. It's just that CV is much more scarce with its resources than anything else, so it's easier to do it. Like personally, I have never once soft locked while playing Code Veronica. It's just never happened to me. To be fair, I didn't play Code Veronica until I was much older and finally got my hands on a Dreamcast copy of it. And by that point, I had played pretty much the entire classic trilogy like 10 times over a piece, if not more. So like I was very adjusted to how classic RE worked by the time I first played CV. So that's the reason that I've never had that issue. Almost certainly. But it's just that it's easier to do it in CV because resources are scarce. Like if you don't save enough for the tyrant fight, yeah, you're gonna get fucked. What are the actual conditions? The actual conditions for it is literally just not having enough ammo to kill the tyrant or anything else, but people always point to the tyrant example. Again, I think just because that's the popular example. Not because it's like any more noteworthy than others. It's just not having saved enough resources to be able to kill the tyrant and then like saving your game right before the fight. So you can't like go back to an older save and try to work around it. Like you have to start from the beginning sort of thing. But that's literally it. It's just that you can put yourself in a spot where you haven't saved up the resources, you wasted them elsewhere. And yeah, you're fucked. Like you saved your game, you can't go and get more. Like, you screwed yourself over, basically. But that can happen in any classic RE game. They do still have an insta-kill move. They don't decap you, but it's still there. Is it? I've never seen it in RE1 Remake. Probably because you can kill them so easily just with the shotgun in Remake. Which is always my complaint about the hunters in this game. Is that they go down like little bitches if you just bring even the normal pump action shotgun. Like, they basically do nothing to you. Because even just the basic shotgun is enough to effectively stun lock them. Whereas in original RE1, the shotgun can stun hunters, but it's only like a 50% chance to actually stun them. A lot of the time, they just don't even get any hit stun from it. They just fucking barrel at you right through the shotgun blast.
I done forgot because I saw the D.
Only happens when you're around yellowish range. Okay, so it's not the true insta-kill like it used to be. I can see them in the floor. Come here, fuckers. This is the easiest encounter I've had in a while. Oh, he's actually dead. Okay.
Bet you ate that whole cake, you fat son of a bitch.
XP leaderboard shows more people than the participants thing? Really? Oh, I guess it's probably because it's including people who aren't like currently active. Whereas participants, like if you don't talk in chat for a few minutes, it will take you off that list. It's only people who are like actively chatting. The XP leaderboard is probably just total for the entire stream, like even if they're not here right now. Yeah, that's why. I hear him. I know he's about there. Oh, I don't know where he is. I don't know where the fuck he's standing. I know he's there. Oh, God. But no, the insta-kill in RE1 OG and RE3 Remake is a genuine, like, you can be at full health and it will just one-shot you. It's fucked up. They only ever had it in those games. I had it in my head that it was only in OG RE1 until it happened to me multiple times when I was recording for the RE3 Remake. I was trying to learn the, like, perfect evasion timing for the hunters during the hospital bit, and I got insta-killed like 4 times. It was fucked. And I was on standard. I recorded the game on standard too. I didn't even play it on hardcore. We're doing this on normal. Thankfully, it let you choose the difficulty for this achievement. It has to be at least normal for the achievement to pop. But I say that because real survival can only be played on hard mode. So coming off of that, I was just thankful that we don't have to do this on hard mode. When did the hunters come in RE1 OG? At the same point as in the remake. They show up during your second visit to the mansion. I gotta go back down and get that herb. But that hallway is safe, so we're good. Probably due to censorship or releasing on Nintendo, they changed it. I wonder why. Because the functionality got removed for it too. Like, not even just the decapitation. Like, RE3, it's the same insta-kill. Like, it's the same animation and everything, but they just slit your throat in RE3 Remake instead of taking your head off. Like in OG RE1. So I wonder if it was censorship in some capacity, or if it was genuinely just a, what's it, like game design decision that was made. if that makes sense. Because it's one thing to tame down the animation, but it's another to straight up remove the attack. Oh god. I found it much easier than this because the biggest difficulty comes from knowing your routing. Yeah, it was just hard because, well, I also did it on Chris because we needed to get the last costume still. This playthrough we did on Chris just to assert dominance and so that I could use the CV costume at least once. It would have been easier to do it on Jill, like anything else in the game. But here we are. I lost my train of thought. Poof. It's gone. I lost it. Oh. I have found this hard, but real survival was trickier than I expected it. I would say this has been more difficult, though. Just because everything being invisible is fucked up. Like, even... We played the game so much before this, like, recently, that I know where everything is, generally, which helps a lot. But, like, holy fuck. Not being able to see has led to a lot of, like, wasted shotgun shells and stuff like that. Like, trying to kill a zombie with a crit by guessing the timing, and then I fire and just hit nothing. Shit like that has made this worse than expected. Yeah, we did One Dangerous Zombie. One Dangerous Zombie just comes from having cleared like both characters' stories on one save file. And then it's automatically enabled for everything in the game other than real survival and invisible enemy. Wait for it. Wait for the sound. There it is. I just wanted to hear it before I left, that's all. Rev 1 has it? I didn't know that till I replayed it a couple months ago. I don't remember it being in Rev 1. Let me go this way first. There's a zombie right here. Thank God for that audio cue. He took a lunge, but he didn't grab me. Fuck me, man. But yeah, that one little room where you grab the music notes next to Jan is fucked up for One Dangerous Zombie. The first time I saw that, I nearly shit myself. What do you call a bear with no teeth? I'm gonna call Mikkel in here. I need Mikkel back. Sooner rather than later. Will the RE streams become Tekken streams if you can't find a multiplayer game? Well, RE-verse we don't have to do on stream anymore. Thank you, Capcom. But RE-verse... I've said this before on stream, but if you watch the videos, you don't watch the streams as often. A bit of insider knowledge from the streams, like on the retrospective, is that I 100%ed RE-verse off stream just as additional, like, work at night before they shut the servers down. And while I was doing that, I took down like all the notes and basically made an outline for the review while recording every single bit of gameplay from having never played the game to completing like all achievements and challenges and stuff. So RE-verse, I didn't need to 100% it necessarily. I was just doing it for the review initially. But then, like, once I was getting to the point where I was about done, like, reviewing it, basically, I realized how close I was to 100% anyway. So I closed it out and got all the achievements and stuff before they shut down the servers. So on my Steam profile, I have RE-verse 100%ed. And in the near future, I have everything I need to still be able to do the review, like in release order as well. I've just been sitting on that footage for more than half a year now. But I have it. It's still all... I have it saved on 3 different hard drives as well, just to be safe. Like, in case any drives corrupt, I stored every bit of footage on 3 different hard drives, just to make sure I don't lose it, potentially. So we're good. The RE-verse review is on. Resistance's servers are still up. I've seen a lot of people think that Resistance also got shut down. Resistance servers are still online right now. From what I've seen of Resistance, there's a pretty dedicated community where, like, any time of any day, basically, there's like 20 to 30 players online on PC. And then, what's it? Like, add on to that I'll be on stream, so I'll basically just be like, hey, anyone who wants to play some RE Resistance, fucking hop on, Steam version. I don't think we'll have too much issue finding matches for it when doing the 100%. At least I hope not. The only game so far that we've had issues with multiplayer stuff has been Ace Combat 6. But that has been, to be fair, like, it's a very particular set of circumstances that make Ace Combat 6 so difficult to find matches of, to the point where even, like, with me posting stuff and, like, scheduling ahead of time with the people I know who own the game and have Xbox Live for it and everything, it is still just hard to get matches of that game going. It is so dead. Like, literally, if I don't do anything ahead of time, there will be one player online when I go to stream it, and that player is me. There's no one else playing it. RE Resistance isn't that dead currently. So far. And it's on Steam, and it comes with RE3 Remake. Like, if you purchase RE3 Remake, you get a copy of RE Resistance. So, like, most RE fans who play games on PC do have a Steam copy of RE Resistance in their library. It shouldn't be that hard for that one. Now, well, I was gonna say, like, RE6 and stuff might be trickier, but probably not. I imagine most RE fans at least own a copy of it. Sorry, hiccups. Let me do this room. Which Yakuza are you on for 100% currently? 2. Still just Yakuza 2. Do you have any physical RE games? I have a ton of physical RE games. Like, pretty much every... I say pretty much. I have all the mainline games up until 7 on physical. 7 I don't own a physical copy of, or Village. Digital's too convenient. I even, like, I love having physical games, but, like, especially being a PC player, like, digital is just so much more convenient that, like, I'm just doing digital at this point. I'm part of the problem. But especially for, like, a lot of the spin-offs, I had to go get physical copies of them because, like, they never got official digital ports or anything. So, like, the Outbreak games or Dead Aim, even Gaiden. I had to get a physical copy of Gaiden. And Gaiden, I always buy complete inbox copies for these things. Just because, like, if I'm gonna buy an old physical game, I want, like, the box and the manual and everything, right? Even though I could just buy the disc alone at a discount. I always get complete in box. Gaiden, I did not, because even getting just the cartridge for RE Gaiden was like $90 because it's so rare. If you want a complete in box copy of RE Gaiden, it's like $200. And that was the point where I just had to say like, no, I'm not spending $200 on Resident Evil Gaiden. 90 is already too much. 90 is already more than I should spend on this game. But the retrospective goes on. Three to 5 are held to 100%. Bro, nothing after 2 will be as bad as 2. Nothing. 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 I was hoping that was the case, and thankfully, like some other Yakuza content creators who I'm mutuals with were also like, yeah, Yakuza 2 is the worst for 100%. If you're doing mini games, which the mini games are technically optional in Yakuza 2 because they don't actually contribute to the 100% count at the end, but they are tracked in the completion list. So I said, yeah, fuck it. I'll do the mini games. Worst decision that I've probably ever made for 100% on stream. Genuinely. Like, I should not have made that call. Holy fuck. But now, we're like halfway through the minigame grind. Now I've put like tens of hours into only playing Yakuza 2 minigames. Like, I can't stop now and just be like, nope, not worth it. Sunk cost fallacy is in full effect. Like, I can't just not do it now, you know? We've already had so many, like, full-length streams of just Yakuza 2 minigames that were absolute misery. So leaving the minigame list, like, half completed would be... I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in here. I can stop whenever I want, plays pachinko for 30 hours. The pachinko has been awful. That has by far been the worst part of Yakuza 2. Well, no. It's been the second worst. Alien batting course was still worse. Like, as bad as pachinko has been, it's easy to say that it's the worst part because I'm still working on it right now. The alien batting cages were worse. Pachinko, I literally just have to sit there and press the buttons and pray. Like, that's one thing. The batting cages, I actually had to be, like, locked in, laser focused the entire time. So when you have something that's miserable, but, like, at least you can kind of just space out and push the button over and over and not really think about it, that's way better than being miserable, but you have to be, like, fully focused and trying your absolute hardest the entire time. There's a big difference between them. The Resident Evil games are great to 100% on that note. And honestly, like, Yakuza 1 was great to 100%. It had a couple spots where it was a little bad. And, like, we complained a lot during it. But now Yakuza 2 has made it so that, like, in retrospect, it is sort of like, yeah, Yakuza 1 was not a bad 100%. Like, it was actually really enjoyable. And we just didn't realize how good it was while we were doing it. It's one of those. Yeah, except for Survivor 2. Resident Evil has been great to 100%. Survivor 2, on the tier list I've been keeping, post-completion for every game, that is the one F tier on the list right now. Survivor 2 was miserable. The entire game, like front to back, was just awful to 100%. That sucked. But yeah, for Yakuza 2 original, if you know Yakuza and you're curious why the pachinko in particular is like the worst ever for 100%, the completion metric for pachinko in Yakuza 2 is to earn 10,000 medals in one sitting, like without standing up from the machine. You have to profit 10,000. It can't be 10,000 total. It has to be 10,000 in profit relative to how much you had when you sat down in one sitting. So it has been misery. Absolutely. I'm gonna bring the jewel with me. Gemstone, not jewel, gemstone. When you're playing the dedicated game for it, I had enough after about 20 minutes. Ow. Ow! I'm getting stun locked. No, not like this. I forget the hunters in remake. Oh boy. He did the thing. Son of a bitch. That's the first death in invisible enemy mode. And it's to one hunter, bringing me from full health to dead that fast. Jesus Christ. I thought I had saved at least once in the mansion. Oof. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's not much point in saving now. Shit. That's a bad death. It's not terrible. But I thought I had saved at least once during the mansion bit. Fuck you, Brad. I'm out. Oops. It is funny, in fairness. You're not wrong. Oh, I'm not poisoned, at least. Are you winning? Yes. Yes. No road bumps. Been going perfectly. Tell me a major game developer that does not have a remake/remaster in their roster. A remake or a remaster? FromSoft actually is a good, that is a good call. Valve is a good call. Oh, Demon's Souls remake did happen. That's right. There is a Demon's Souls remake. To be fair, FromSoft really had nothing to do with that, but that is it does exist. Oh yeah, and Dark Souls 1 remastered actually. No. Okay, so FromSoft does have a couple. Both of them really had nothing to do with FromSoft proper. But yeah. Yeah. There are a couple for FromSoft. Son of a bitch. Eat this grenade, pussy. And kinda scholar. Kinda scholar. That's true. Technically counts. Wait a minute. Was that the thing? Did he just do it? Wait, do they have it? Did he just... I did get bit by a snake. Was I at yellow health? Or was that actual full dead from green? I've never seen them do that. I've never seen them do that either. What the fuck? In Remake, I've never seen it happen. What? Okay. Well. Well then. Isn't Half-Life 2 RTX basically a remaster? No. Half-Life 2 RTX is a community project. So like if you count community projects, you will literally find nothing. Like, how loose are we getting here? Maybe it's just any damage at all they do it? Maybe. What about Portal RTX? That was also a community thing. Ow. Snake bite. Oh, it did put me to yellow. Okay, I was yellow health. It wasn't actual insta-kill. I was like, wow, really? I couldn't believe what I had seen. But no, I would have been yellow health. That's right. Valve might be the only one. There's got to be more. I don't even know who the fuck Polyphony is. There's got to be more that I can think of. Oh, Gran Turismo? Could be true. I wouldn't know. Trying to think. There's got to be a bunch more. Does Telltale have any? I don't know. I'm not a Telltale fan. So I would, or fan, fine? I'm not. I didn't think you were around that corner yet. Not a Telltale fan, but I don't think they had any remasters or anything. They had Legendary Edition, but I don't know if that counts as a remaster. I would say Legendary Edition is a remaster because they redid a lot of like the lighting and textures and stuff for it. Oh, fuck me. Okay. If you're trying to do 100% targets hit in the 4 remake shooting range, good luck with that last one. I've done it in 4 remake shooting range already. I'll do it again, damn it. I've done it before. To be fair, I play 4 remake on mouse and keyboard, so that helps a lot. What have they done aside from Gran Turismo is a crazy question to say that they're not a major developer. It's a first-party Sony title. What else do they need? Yeah, exactly. What else do they need to do? It's like the equivalent for Xbox would be like saying, well, what did they do other than Forza? Could try a mouse and keyboard, but I wasn't about to get used to a new control style just for that. Yeah. All of the RE Engine games, what's it? Are great on mouse and keyboard. They're so good on mouse and keyboard. Like, all of Capcom's MT Framework games, I don't like on mouse and keyboard. Like, RE5 on mouse and keyboard does not feel right. RE6 on mouse and keyboard, just something feels off. But as soon as RE Engine came around, they finally, like, nailed it down, and it's really good. Retro Studios counts as major. I guess the Prime games didn't sell much better than the rest of the Metroid games. Tibby. Metroid Prime Remastered. They're pretty good. 4 on mouse and keyboard is really fucky. And I don't like tank controls on mouse and keyboard personally. But no, RE4 feels weird as shit on mouse and keyboard. Still got some movement jank. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't cure poison? I thought first aid sprays cured poison. I've never really used them for that. This was like the one time I've ever been like, you know what? So that I don't get one shot and to cure my poison, first aid spray. But that apparently does not work. I at least shouldn't get one shot. And I already have so many full heals in the item box, it's fine. Uh-oh. Oh, why did the camera change the one time? Oh, he's dead. Okay. That time they just lined up. I would have been fine even without the 8 spray. Fuck. Oh no. I don't like this might be weird, followed by something about mouse and keyboard for Resi and Silent Hill. Controller feels too weird for me. Oh no. I can't read that. That's too much emotional damage for me. Well, at least it's safe now. I'm sorry. I've had about anything that could happen in these games happen. That's what I think until, you know, maybe possibly there is a hunter insta-kill that I've just never seen because I kill them too fast. But no, it seems like the yellow health thing is right. It seems like it only triggers at yellow health. My face when people play games differently than me. The whole control scheme is designed around a controller. Like, it's made for the PS1 controller in both of those cases. Like, that was what the whole thing was conceptualized and designed around. The mouse and keyboard is more or less the same because it's digital input. It's not analog input. But still, like, the thought of aiming and shooting with, like, a keyboard button instead of like the shoulder button on the controller makes me shudder. Makes me shudder, damn it. Sorry, earlier I saw someone ask if I've been grinding Cursed. I have not. But look, all I'm saying is big zombies week again. Already. It's already a big zombies week again. It was just a big zombies week like 3 weeks ago. Later this week, big zombies things are happening again. I'm the unironic COD guy. It's me, COD Zombies guy. Although, I've been playing BO7 multiplayer, and now I feel like I've really adjusted to all of like the little changes and stuff that felt weird for me at first. And man, the multiplayer is really good in that game too. Like, especially just the maps are so much better than anything we've had in a long time. Granted, there are a good amount of BO2 maps in there. I think there's 3 BO2 maps in there already. But there are also like 19 maps in the game already. So 3 of them being BO2 maps isn't like as big as it sounds like it is when you just say, oh yeah, there are already 3 BO2 maps in there. I'm enjoying the MP way more than 6. Me too. Like, I've been playing it with False a little bit here and there, just as like something that we can play and talk at the same time. And like it's growing on me more and more. Yeah, achievement right now, we're doubling up invisible enemy mode with I still have to get the achievement for like 100% clearing every room on every map. Doesn't change the fact that Battlefield 6 is the best-selling game of the year. We don't know that. What we know in regards to Battlefield 6 and COD sales, the only official figure we have from both games that can actually be like measured against each other is we have physical sales from the UK, but only the UK. Like, that's the only figure that we have for both games that can be compared. And that's also the figure that is brought out like every year, only a couple weeks after COD comes out, where people are like, look, the physical sales in the UK are lower than expected. And it's like, they are every year. This is nothing new. This has been a thing for a long time. It means nothing. I'm still waiting. Because we know that BO7 sold less than COD typically does, but like 50% of COD numbers is still like a top 3 selling game of the year.
I will talk about pegging you, but I will do it wholesomely.
BF6 is sold out while BO7 is still full to the point they're getting dusty. I think it's cooked. I don't know. Physical sales are weird to go on nowadays. Just in general. I always wait for the actual like quarterly sales data to come out, because physical sales in the current market are so bizarre. I think COD took a hit this year. It did take a hit. 100%, it's going to be a lot lower than it has been in recent years. But like, Battlefield 6 also sold a lot lower than every recent COD prior to BO7. Or yeah, prior to BO7. I said that right the first time. I thought I didn't, but I did. So like, I still don't know if anything can really be drawn from that. Did they release a FIFA this year? Because end of the day, that's probably going to be number 1. Does BF6 have 100 million players yet? No. No, it does not. That's the thing, man. Like, even, I really enjoy Battlefield 6, but bro, EA is gonna fuck the future of Battlefield so hard post Battlefield 6. I'm... Ugh. Actually, it's not FIFA anymore. Right, they changed the name. I always forget they changed the name of FIFA. Yeah, EA Football Club 26. There we go. There we go. That's probably going to be the best-selling game this year. I was like, is there a FIFA? So that's probably number one if the COD drop is as big as it seems to be so far. I would put money on FIFA, or sorry, EA Football Club being number one. There's no way. There's 100% way. FIFA is always 1 or 2, like every year. And it's normally number 2, only behind COD. I have a friend who complains it's the same game every year. He'll still buy it. So many. Oh, the FIFA license is with someone else now, so there will be a FIFA game at some point down the line. But it will be totally different. But it will probably sell just off of the name. Right? Even though, like, EA is still making the same thing, just under a different name. Like, brand recognition will carry. Wait till GTA 6 drops, everyone will look like small fish. It's true. GTA 6 will totally throw all this shit out of the water. The fact that I can log on to Battlefield 6 to end up in a 1200 spot plus queue says a lot. I think the Battlefield 6 queues, call me crazy, I know a lot of people will, but I've said this ever since the beta. I think the queues are bogus. Like, I don't think it's necessarily intentional to make the game look more popular. But, like, every time you open Battlefield, there is a queue of, like, a few thousand players. And yet, every time that I open Battlefield, I see that queue for all of, like, 4 seconds, and then I'm in. So unless the server is actively seeing thousands of players enter and exit within literal seconds at all times of day, every day, I think that something is weird about those queue numbers that show up. Oh yeah, the skate game had the exact same thing. I forget that the skate game had a weird queue system as well when that came out. I don't know if it still has it, because who the fuck tried it past like the first week? I don't know. Any big skate players in chat right now? Any big Skate 4 players in chat who would know if the servers still have a queue whenever you log on? EA has some connection issues right now? Yeah, dude. Fucking tell me about it. Also, ever since the beta of Battlefield 6, bro, I have been bitching so hard, justifiably so, about how much desync there is on Battlefield 6. Like, holy fuck. EA, you can afford better servers. Jesus Christ. I'm about 3 days away from getting the plat. You're insane, first of all. But that's weird. That the other, like, big EA game they put out this year, big live service title, which flopped, and very clearly flopped, has the same, like, server queue thing. Is it the same thing where it says that it's, like, a few thousand players, but then you're somehow instantly in? Like, what it shows on screen does not match the experience of the queue? Because, like, Path of Exile will have a few thousand player queue on, like, League Start all the time. Especially because the game is so big in Europe, and the updates go out, like, midday in the US. If I ever try to play a PoE League at League Start, I get a queue of, like, 10,000 players, right? And I'll be in that queue for, like, 10 to 15 minutes, because that's what a 10,000 player queue is like. It takes a bit to get through that, you know? takes a bit. Like, that's 10,000 people in line in front of you. And the only way in is for people who are already in to log off. It doesn't just disappear in an instant. That's not how queues like that work. So I've always thought something was weird about the Battlefield queue. It probably is Diablo. Yeah, multiple sources said that it's not Diablo, the desert statue. It was, like, Jason Schreier was the first one to come out and be like, no, guys, that's not what it is. But a bunch of other insiders have also come out and been like, no, it's not Diablo. I have no idea what the statue is. I saw a lot of people thinking it's Half-Life 3 because the road that it's next to is called like something Mesa Road. But like, what about that statue at all looks like Half-Life? I think it's just more Half-Life 3 copium. Like, yeah, I think it's just the Half-Life copium still being in full swing. There's no way that anything about that statue is Half-Life. It's not. It's not. But like, the thing is, I don't know what it would be. It looks like it's Diablo or something. But then, what's it? There's nothing about it that looks like anything other than Diablo to me. Genuine, like, I can't imagine what it would be if not Diablo. A lot of people thought it was God of War. It also doesn't look like God of War to me. But didn't they say that they were, or sorry, didn't like people say that they were changing the mythology again with the next God of War game? Like, they're going to move on from Norse myth and go to something totally new now. But then, like, what the fuck is that statue? Like, what mythology could that be if it were God of War? God of War is going to be Egyptian myth, supposedly. Egyptian myth is metal as fuck. I would love that. But yeah, like, that statue would look nothing like anything from Egyptian myth. Oh, my bad. There we go. I heard they're going back to Greek for at least one more. It looks nothing like anything from Greek myth either. So I would still not think it's God of War. The only thing, like, mythology-wise that I feel like that statue could maybe be is it could be like the Well of Souls from, like, Christian myth. Christian myth would be awesome, but I don't think Sony has the balls for it. To be fair, most people don't. Because I say all the time that Christian myth is like the most metal shit ever, but just everyone is so scared to touch it because it's still like the leading religion in the world currently. So they don't want to like step on toes potentially. Shit, here we go. I'm playing with one hand right now, too. Shit, that was a little spooky. I was a little too relaxed for the hunters to start flying through the window. YouTube censored me? Hold on. Is it one that at least I can see? Yes. Time to punch Jesus. not even just Jesus. Like, there's so much that you can do with Christian myth in terms of like hell or heaven that's not specifically Jesus. Like, there's so much that you can do with like the hierarchy of angels, although that stuff more comes from like apocryphal books and stuff, but there's so much you can do if you're willing to play around with that in the fictional context. It's crazy. There's so much room. The Doom lore. That's a game that is based around Christian myth for its lore and everything. Look at how fucking metal it is. Like, just look at it. Case in point, Doom. Like, particularly the rebooted Doom games. It's fucking sweet. It's fucking cool, man. There's so much to do with it. I'm going the same way I went before. I'm not saving yet. I'm not doing it. Or Bayonetta, all those enemies are angels. True. I forget that Bayonetta is a game a lot of the time, to be honest with you. Sorry, Mikami. Or Mikami? Sorry, Kamiya. Shit. We've been making too many Mikami jokes playing RE1. Ooh, the other one came down. Hello. Oh. There, I made the hallway safe. I have plenty of shotgun shells. We're on normal difficulty. I can kill them. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if S.T.A.R.S is a big enough game to do a big, like, ARG sort of thing. I know it's not necessarily an ARG, but you get what I'm saying. Although, I will say that Sony treats S.T.A.R.S like it is a game like that. At least, like, remember when they announced it? And they had, like, this whole showcase, and then the big, like, smoking gun at the end was S.T.A.R.S, and all of us were kind of like, what? Like, they do market that game and a lot of stuff from that studio, because they did the same for Returnal back when that came out. Like, they do treat this as if it's like one of their biggest properties. I don't know why, but they do, weirdly. It genuinely could be some Kojima bullshit. Unironically, like, even if it's not tied to a game that we currently know about, Kojima is entirely the guy who would put on some stunt like this just for it to have, or just for it to be like totally unrelated to what he's actually doing. Remember MGS5? Chat? Remember just all of how they announced MGS5 back in the day? They did so much marketing for this game that they just refused to like put a title to. And they like intentionally avoided showing Big Boss explicitly and everything. They marketed MGS5 a whole bunch as if it was totally unrelated. Yeah, Moby Dick Studio and all that. They even had a fake name for their studio that they were marketing the game under. And then eventually they were like, hey, this is Metal Gear, by the way. Yeah, PT being Silent Hill. Kojima does this shit, genuinely. This could be a Kojima stunt. I haven't thought about that before. But now that I'm thinking about that, this could be a Kojima stunt. It actually really could be. Now that why have you put this idea in my brain? Now I'm convinced, just because I have no other solid answers. I'm like, it has to be. It's Kojima. It has to be. And it genuinely, it makes more sense than anything else to me right now that it would be a Kojima stunt. God damn it. It unironically makes more sense than any other guess or theory that I've seen. That this is literally just Kojima fucking with us. It feels like it's more likely that than anything else. Damn it, Kojima. Why you do this? Well, that's not right, is it? Oh, yeah, it's this way. This is what I was trying to do. Oh, I didn't leave enough room. Oh, yes, I did. It's like pixel perfect. Are you kidding me? Ah! No, that's probably close enough. Good enough. It gave it to me. You don't have to have it oriented right, you just have to fit the pieces the right way? What? So you could just have them fucking floating around in there however you really want? As long as they fit together the right way? Like I could do it upside down, I could do it sideways, whatever. That's actually kind of funny. Like just as long as you fit them in there, we'll give it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna go do yawn. Yeah, I am. I just saved. I'm over on this side of the mansion. I think it's the only helmet key door I still have locked. He would do something crazier. No, but that's the thing. This is like literally exactly what he does when he does this shit. Like now that this idea is in my head, it makes too much sense. Like it is exactly what Kojima likes to do when he pulls a stunt like this. Put something out there that everyone starts being like, oh my God, what is this? Like theorizing about what this could be. And then the reveal is that it's just Kojima. Like it's not something crazy and new, it's just Kojima. He just was fucking with us again. Like this would be the third time that he has pulled this exact stunt. Which almost might be the reason that he wouldn't do it again. But the thing is, this is exactly what he does when he does this. It is so textbook Kojima. It's crazy. I would imagine it would have to be for OD. But the whole point is just to get us theorizing that it's something else. Like he would want us to all be sitting here being like, it could be like Diablo or Doom or God of War. Oh my God, I can't see him. Like I cannot see him. Whoa. I hear him. Someone trying to copy Kojima. No one could ever copy Kojimbo. It sounds unrealistic. Well, OD is only supposed to be like 2-ish years away right now. And then Fizzant apparently is his main project that he's working on. Like post Death Stranding 2, but OD isn't supposed to be that much further away. What if God of War 1 remake? What about that statue looks anything like anything in God of War? This is my thing with God of War. Nothing about that statue looks like God of War. Like, unless they are doing a totally new mythology, it doesn't look like Greek or Norse myth at all. Wait, what? Imagine Hellblade 3. It does, like, I thought that too, but Hellblade 2, A, was very recent, and B, wasn't received all that well. Like, the consensus with Hellblade 2 was basically like, this is one of the prettiest games I've ever seen, but it wasn't that good. So, like, it looks a lot like a Hellblade thing, but I don't know if they would immediately be going right back into Hellblade. You know what I mean? But I did at one point think of Hellblade. Like, that was the first thing that I thought of when I saw it. But then I was like, there's no way they're doing Hellblade already. Especially with how that last one went down. I can't imagine that they're, like, jumping right into a third. But maybe? Maybe. About the playtime? No, most of it was kind of just that it wasn't any better than the first one. Because everyone's consensus with the first game was like the story and visuals and everything were amazing, but the gameplay wasn't that good. So everyone was really excited about them doing a second one and like continuing that story and everything, but building on the gameplay. And then they just didn't. And everyone was kind of like, oh. Well then. Yeah, it's basically just one again, with nothing really adding to it. And it's not that long. Hey guys, what if it's Black Ops 8? What if it's Activision pulling something like that? Like a Kojima stunt. It's Activision being like, oh yeah, you thought this was gonna be this, but it's actually Modern Warfare 4. You excited yet? You should be. Bloodborne 2. Dead Space? Doesn't look super Dead Space, but it could be. I did see someone, unironically, I did see someone float that it could be Elder Scrolls 6. I'm gonna lead with the theory that it's Kojima. Like, more than anything else, that has to be my guess. And if it is Kojima, I would guess it's OD. I'm gonna stick with that. That's where my money is, for the record. Mario Kart DLC. Could be. Doesn't Starfield have announced DLC that hasn't come out yet? No, Starfield DLC is done already. At least I think it is. I had heard that they were only doing the one DLC for Starfield. I had heard there was more planned, but they decided to just move on. Which was probably an Xbox decision. I could see it being a Kirby thing. It could be a Kirby thing. Genuinely. If it is Elder Scrolls 6, it would mean more stuff with Oblivion gates, which might line up with why they decided to do Oblivion Remastered. See, like, it kind of does make sense. And that's exactly... The person who I saw post it, like, that's pretty much exactly what they said. And I was sort of like, oh... It could be.
Rebecca. Is she upstairs?
I have to do the good ending. I was gonna say maybe I just do bad ending for the hell of it. Gonna be Path of Exile. It art style wise, it does kind of fit with PoE. There's no way they would do that though, right? But PoE 2 early access was really big. Like, it's crazy. We don't talk about it as much, but like, genuinely, PoE 2, when it launched in early access, had more players than Battlefield 6 on launch. Like, it doesn't get talked about that the numbers were that insane, but they were that insane. So PoE 2 could potentially ramp up the marketing for that reason. Like, PoE 2's early access, oh, fuck me sideways, was an incredible launch for them. What if it is PoE 2? PoE 2 1.0 is still so far away,
I didn't mean
but they
to get you
did
worried.
just
We
recently
can't stay here
start
any longer.
talking
We
about
have to
how
get to the
big
others
their
and find
next
a way out
league
of
is
here.
going to
You
be.
with me?
Yes.
Then I'll go ahead. Until then, Rebecca, you're on your own. Stay cool and use your better judgment.
Could be PoE.
Got it?
Makes more sense than a
can
lot of
handle
theories
myself.
I've seen.
Good luck.
They wouldn't do the Oblivion Crisis again. No, I don't think they would do the Oblivion Crisis again necessarily, but like, the game could be generally built around Oblivion in some aspect, right? PoE 2 x Berserk would go so hard. Yeah, I don't think they would do it because of the Diablo Berserk collab, but that would go really hard. If only. I think the Diablo collab would be the one thing that would be like, well, now we can't do it because they did it. Speaking of ARPGs, you know what pains me? The last Epoch monetization stuff. I haven't talked about it on stream, but the last Epoch stuff kind of sucks. Like, they got bought out by a bigger publisher because the game was such a success for what it was. There was so much potential behind it. And now we've gotten the announcement of, well, first we got the announcement of like a big full-scale expansion for the game, and it was like, okay, sweet. Like, beyond just a seasonal update, like a full expansion. Awesome. And then we've now gotten the follow-up to that announcement of, yeah, we're doing a full-scale expansion. The expansion is free, but we're adding new classes with the expansion, and those classes are going to be paid DLC. Like, man, it's not awful, but it sucks considering that prior to the buyout, PoE, Last Epoch's post-launch content was all going to be free updates. Like, that was the promise. But then when the buyout happened, we were all kind of like, okay, obviously they're going to want paid expansions over free updates. Understandable, not much you can do about it. Like, we kind of let that go. But then the expansion being free, but the new classes being paid is like, why? Why? It was probably like the compromise they were able to come to with the publisher, in all fairness. Oh wait, no, I'm doing things out of order. But it still sucks. I don't think it was Paradox they got bought out by. I don't remember who it was. Gatekeeping classes with a paycheck, this needs to die. It's not always terrible. But like, Diablo 4, I bought that expansion literally just to play the Spiritborn. Or I think that's what it was Spiritborn, right? I think it was. I bought Vessel of Hatred just for the new class. I don't know. Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, when they did it, that was fine. I thought, at least. I didn't have an issue with that. Especially, like, nowadays, it's hard to have an issue with that. Just because... I mean, you get Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel together with all DLC for, like, $4 nowadays. Right? Whatever it is. I don't know the actual price, but... literal dirt cheap. It's Crafton. That's right. Crafton bought them out. Really hypes people up. It's generally just that it's a lot of effort and money, and then you don't really know if people will actually like latch onto it or not. Like, for example, here's a good one, chat. Here's a good like ARG thing from this year that literally no one talked about. I talked about it on stream a tiny bit, so if you watch my stream that consistently, you may have heard about it from me while it was happening. But did anyone know about the Guild ARG that was taking place this year? I don't want to say the name of the game that it was tied to immediately, but like, did anyone know of that when it was happening? Because I barely knew of it. Nuh-uh. Anyone? The Guild ARG that maybe started back in like July or so, if I had to guess. Didn't hear about it. Yeah. You guys know what it was? It was Black Ops 7. Did a whole ARG campaign prior to the reveal of Black Ops 7. Like revolving around the Guild and stuff. Who ended up being the enemy faction of the game. And this was an ARG done on like a COD budget with a COD fan base who would, in theory, latch onto it and be hungry for it. No one fucking knew about it. Like, it kind of came out that was a thing, and then everyone was like, oh, okay, anyway. Like, people genuinely just didn't latch on. Because you don't know. Like, people could very well just be like, oh, okay, anyway, and then just not care. And actually, that's how most ARGs tend to go, right? Everyone knows COD already, just market it normally. Treyarch almost always does ARGs for their game pre-reveal, just because they like that more, like, community hunt, like, secretive kind of stuff. Treyarch loves that. They put it in their game all over. Like, zombies is obviously the biggest outlet for that stuff. Literally right now, one of the cursed relics in Black Ops 7 on the launch map still has not been solved. Like, the map has been out for almost 3 weeks, and one of the main quests on the map still isn't solved. It's crazy. Treyarch loves this stuff. Like, they love putting some really obscure, like, secretive stuff out there and then letting the community solve it by working together over time. But genuinely, they did this ARG this year, and in prior years, this has historically worked well for Treyarch. But this year, just no one fucking cared. Like, you guys remember, what was the BO6 ARG called? Hunt the Truth? I think was the whole, like, ARG thing that they did last year. You guys remember that? Like, I feel like everyone heard about that. They were doing this crazy ARG that was like, the government's lying to you, and they were using like real world footage with like George Bush and Bill Clinton from when they were in office. And they were like, your government is lying to you. And everyone was like, oh shit. Is this Black Ops? And then it was Black Ops. Where they kidnapped Milo? No. That was a totally different thing. And that wasn't even Treyarch. That Milo's thing, if you didn't know, and Milo has now, like, more than a year later, come out and just said it, even though everyone already kind of knew. The whole ARG thing with Milo just made that. That had no affiliation with Activision or Treyarch whatsoever. That was all Milo. It wasn't connected to the game in any official capacity. need to go. We'll see you around, Marcelo. Have a good rest of your day. And the reason that he ended up coming out and saying just straight up that that was all him and it had nothing to do with the game officially whatsoever was people were asking why there wasn't another one this year for BO7. And apparently Activision reached out after last year and asked him to not do that again, which I kind of understand, because like at first you're like, oh, that's shit, but on the other hand, you don't really want like a big YouTuber for your game literally making his own marketing campaign that's entirely out of your control when he doesn't even have like insider info on the game. He's just guessing.
Wait.
Like, you don't want to potentially have that have an impact on your marketing, because it's a good thing if it's a positive impact, but if it's a negative impact, then this random YouTuber just fucked the marketing cycle for your game, you know? So like, I get it. At first I thought it was shit, but the more I've thought about it, I'm like, okay, that's understandable. But yeah, he had to just come out when people were asking so much about why they weren't doing that again and just be like, yeah, that was all me. Like, he literally, yeah, for the love of the game, made an ARG for BO6 without permission or approval or anything from Activision. He just made his own. Barry back to his old tricks. You think it's Barry? Could never be Barry. Come on now. Play Grim Dawn? I haven't played Grim Dawn yet. It's on my list. Did you do all rooms in the mansion? We did, yeah. Here. A little map recap, if you will. The mansion is totally clear outside of grabbing the one thing to unlock the gate to the lab. But yeah, Last Epoch is overwhelmingly negative or whatever on Steam right now. Just because it's getting review bombed because of all the expansion stuff. Sorry, Hiccup. What's your favorite ARG marketing campaign? I don't know. I never get terribly into them. Like, personally, I typically don't get like involved in them to that extent. But I remember a few. The Halo one. It was something with bees. This was a long ass time ago. Oh, what was that? They promised not to add any paid DLC and they're breaking that promise. No. Even, people weren't even too upset about the paid DLC because everyone kind of understood that when they promised no paid DLC, that was when they were indie. And then they got bought out by Krafton, and it's sort of like, okay, if Krafton makes you do shit, like, that's not you breaking your promise, that's Krafton sticking bullshit into the game, right? But people started review bombing when the paid classes info came out. When it came out that the expansion would be free, but the classes would still be paid, like behind a paywall sort of thing, that's when people got pissed. Let me go grab that item before I go to the item box. Oh. I should probably, just for the safety... Chris has to take so many laps back and forth because of that inventory size. Oh, this is shotgun shells. All right, fuck it. Let me go kill the spider. Should never be paid. Yeah. I feel like they're not always terrible. Like, I do think of Borderlands when I think of, like, paid classes. Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind is Borderlands 2, and I felt like that was fine. But if I remember right, I think those classes were like $5. Like even on launch, I think they were like $5. And nowadays, with the crazy sales for the Borderlands franchise, you end up getting them for like less than $1. And I'm poisoned. Where is the big spider? Where's Mama Spider? Hello? Okay, found Mama Spider. I killed both of them? Question mark? Yes. I killed both of them. Okay. I never actually kill Black Tiger. I usually just open the door and leave. I always do because you have to take the flamethrower anyway. And then the flamethrower, if you can see Black Tiger, the flamethrower kills it in like 3 seconds flat. So I always kill it just for the convenience. Yawn is the one that I skip every time. I always skip the first Yawn fight. Because, like, outside of, if I'm going out of my way to do everything, like a thorough playthrough, why would I fight Yawn? You know, why would I do it? Foster sent me a screenshot of her accidentally messaging something to her best friend that she meant to message to me. And she deleted the message after she sent it. And then said, "Wrong bitch, LOL. I meant to message my bitch." The original message didn't even say bitch. I don't know why she immediately said wrong bitch. Like, her brain just immediately went there. She just immediately went to, oh, sorry, that was meant for my bitch. As in me. The fuck? So that's what kind of relationship. I'm telling you guys, she gives off this image. She does. It's not accurate. I mean, we do call each other bitch all the time. More commonly, I call her bitch publicly, and everyone's like, oh my god, why does he do that? That's so fucked up. But you gotta understand, we were good friends for years prior, and we just always called each other bitch. So it kind of just carried over, you know? It's jokingly. When she's actually being a bitch, I never say you're being a bitch. I would never. I would never. Friends in quotes, we were genuinely just friends for years. And everyone thought we were dating, but we weren't. And then when we started dating, we were like, well, how are we gonna tell them now? Because for years, everyone was like, oh, you guys are friends. Yeah, sure. We were like, no, we actually are. There's nothing more to it. And then we were like, well, now what do we do? How? They're not going to believe us. It's kind of bad. I'm just too used to it. She's fine with it. So I'm not too bothered by how it looks. I recognize how it looks. I'm not gonna stop. you know? It's one of those things. I'm fully aware of how it looks. That doesn't mean I'm gonna not do it. Should have done a musical episode to reveal it. That would have been good. That Batman game is looking so clean. I'm skeptical of the Batman game, man. I am. Oh, I have another Discord ping. Oh, it's Owen calling me a bitch. Not even related. I'm leaving. I'm out. I need to go work on video stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub, follow, whatever. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing all sorts of other stuff, like Metal Gear, Yakuza, Ace Combat, big Call of Duty Zombies week again. Prepare yourselves. It's going to be a good time for everyone who shows up. The few who do, it's always a great time. Those streams are great. Also, if you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like for algorithm. Helps boost it. You know how that goes. I appreciate it. Thank you if you've done so already. Thank you if you're about to do so. If you didn't see it this morning and you're interested, the RE3 remake review went up this morning. It's in the pinned message. The whole playlist is in the pinned message for the retrospective. It's at the bottom of that massive playlist that's still just growing. We're almost done, though. RE3 remake is pretty close. Anyway. Other than that, if you're looking for ways to engage with the community outside of Twitch or YouTube, I almost said to engage with the community again. But if you're looking for that, links are in the description on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, they're on the channel page, chat commands. You'll be able to find what you're looking for. Things like Twitter, Discord server, whatever. Those are all there. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you always back here next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.